Robyn, you may go ahead and start your presentation. Thanks for joining
Hi,
me today.
yeah. Today's fun. It's on the consumer end, so I'm excited to have an audience of consumers, not just an audience of pros, which I'm used to. All right. Okay, welcome to L'ANZA Hair Care Product Knowledge Class, Consumer Edition. First, what we're going to do is learn a little bit about who L'ANZA is as a brand. So when you're picking up that bottle of L'ANZA, who is L'ANZA? And then we'll learn about a little bit of science and technology, how ingredients work in the hair strand, how the hair strand structure works with the products that we make and provide for you. And then we'll dive deep into the collections that L'ANZA provides you for hair care. And in those collections, we're going to talk about what ingredients are making that collection work and maybe what hair it is best used for. Okay, so that might help you for your at-home use regimen. Talking about each collection, we're going to focus on a few hero SKUs that are like our heroes. You'll never go wrong if you pick up one of these 4 hero SKUs. So we'll really dive deep into those today. And then, yeah, I believe our panelists are answering questions along the way, and I'm just going to keep teaching. Now, the next slide will be a video to show you a sneak peek of just who L'ANZA is as a brand, a good visual to kind of feel and see who we are as a brand. So let's get started. So who is L'ANZA and why would you choose L'ANZA as your regimen or your routine at home versus any other brand? Well, this is our story. L'ANZA knows that real transformation starts from within. Our innovative, professional, high-quality hair color and hair care has been trusted by stylists worldwide for over 20 years. Our hair healing formulas deliver real results, transforming the hair from the inside out for longer lasting strength and shine. Our proprietary technology, and that means it's one of a kind, we own this technology, is designed to replenish, heal, and protect, restoring hair under the stress of bold colors, chemical treatments, daily styling. With L'ANZA, each application is a step towards achieving hair that is lustrous, resilient, and radiantly healthy. It's more than just self-care. It's a journey to rejuvenation, empowering everyone with the confidence that comes from healthy hair. So there's some key words here we'll talk about today. Excuse me. We're healing the hair at L'ANZA. Every bottle of L'ANZA has the word healing on it, and that's unique to the professional hair industry. Not every brand can claim and prove to heal the hair. So the hair is being healed from the inside out. We're going to talk about what that hair strand is made of and how we heal from inside out and not just being a cosmetic hair brand. Okay. So heal is the very important key word here. Excuse me. And more about our story. L'ANZA is a US made company. All of the research, development, and production is in the United States. So research and development is done by our full-time chemist, Dr. Bill. So he's creating these products. He's finding what natural ingredients can we replace chemicals with, what natural ingredients are giving us the action in our products. Because at L'ANZA, we're a natural-based or plant-powered product line. Okay. And all the production is done here in the US too, except I think there's about 5 SKUs that are aerosols that we make in Canada, because Canada has the high VOC standard where we could sell that aerosol worldwide to meet all of the worldwide standards, where the US has a lower VOC standard. So mainly made in the US. And why that matters to you is if you're eco-conscious at all, it's keeping your carbon footprint low because we're making it here in the US and you're buying it from this locally made company, okay? Or if you're buying it from online, it's just made here and then shipped to a warehouse so that carbon footprint stays really low. Now we're family owned and independently operated. So we have one owner, his name is David. He's in California. We're a California company, and he treats us at LANZA like family, and in turn, we treat all of our pros in the salon like family and hope to treat our end consumers like family now too. So David is the owner. He can steer that ship pretty quick according to the needs of our consumers and the needs of our professionals, versus a company that's a big umbrella and they own a lot of brands. So we're just independently owned right out of California. Now, free from, this is a big deal too. We're free from some of the harshest ingredients found in beauty products, okay? Sulfates, parabens, sodium chloride, and gluten. Well, we could go through all of those. Some of the questions I think at the end were about sulfates, where sulfates are a lathering agent. Well, we use natural ingredients to replace the chemicals, okay? Parabens, we use natural preservatives instead of parabens. Sodium chloride is table salt. It thickens up product. Well, instead of adding water and then thickening up with sodium chloride, we just have lower amount of water in our product. So very high concentration. A little bit goes a lot longer. Okay, so just remember the concentration of LANZA products is very high, using as little water as possible. And then gluten. We'll talk about gluten a little more here later on in the science and technology, why we're gluten-free, why that's important, and what we've replaced that protein with. Okay. All of LANZA is a natural-based product. So we're as natural as we can be. We're not 100% natural. Nobody is, unless it's like food in a bottle, right? So we're as natural as we can be. The action comes from natural ingredients, and those natural ingredients are organically grown and well-craftedly harvested. Okay, so organic and well-crafted. Organic means grown chemical-free, right? Well-crafted means we're gathering ingredients from their natural environment. So for instance, instead of a sulfate, we use guggul bark as our natural surfactant, our natural lathering agent. Okay, guggul bark sheds from a tree. That tree is found in Polynesia, I believe. And so it sheds from the tree and we gather it from nature, and everything is done sustainably. So we have sustainable harvesting, sustainable manufacturing, and socially responsible harvesting and production. So we're gathering ingredients or raw materials from around the world, and then we make them here in the US. We use up to 85% solar and wind energy in our production practices. All of our bottles are recyclable. So if you have recycling in your community, when you're finished with the bottle, toss it in the recycle bin for us, and we appreciate that. And again, everything has the word healing on it. That's the key to LANZA, this keratin healing and advanced healing system. The advanced healing system is in everything that we make at LANZA, including our hair color if you chose to go to a LANZA salon to get your hair colored. But everything in the hair care categories has an advanced healing system in it that's going to heal the hair from the inside out. Okay, we're going to talk more about that with the science and technology, how we do that instead of just look pretty, feel pretty for the day. We're going to heal from the inside. Okay, what's LANZA's mission? LANZA's mission, excuse me, is to ensure that everyone has access to healing hair treatments that are scientifically formulated for fast, real results. You'll know, if you haven't used LANZA yet, you'll notice the results after one use. Okay, that's what my guests in the salon noticed right away. One use, they're like, wow, something's different in this product. And if you already use LANZA, you've probably noticed that already. Something is different. My hair feels so healthy when I'm done. We provide science-backed, plant-powered solutions that not only heal, but transform the hair, giving everyone healthy, radiant hair that they've always wanted. And our vision is to be a healing beauty ritual that enriches beyond the hair. So not just healing and enriching the hair strand, but healing and enriching the human. So create this ritual at home using L'ANZA products to enrich you, the human, and enrich your lifestyle. Okay, science and technology, my favorite part. I'm a hairdresser, but I think I'm a chemist. So I think in my next life, I'll be a chemist. All right, so the advanced healing system is what we're working with the hair care. Okay, so everything you have access to has this advanced healing system in it. The advanced healing system consists of everything that the human hair is made of. Wow. Okay, so let's think about the human hair. The human hair strand, okay, think of it like an arm. So we have bone, we have muscle, and we have skin. Okay, so the human hair strand is similar. We have bonds, that's the deepest part of the hair strand that kind of hold it together, like rungs of a ladder. We have bonds. We have proteins and amino acids and these polypeptide chains. Okay, so the protein is like the muscle. Okay, so that gives the strength and elasticity of a hair strand where I can tug on my hair and it'll tug back. Okay, it doesn't just stretch, right? So that's the protein. Okay, so just like muscle needs protein, our hair cortex, the core is the inside cortex, and that's where our muscle lives. And then the cuticle of our hair strand, the cuticle would be like the skin, right? That's where the moisture lies. That's where we see the shine. That gives us the flexibility to change shape of the hair, the shine, the flexibility, and the softness of the hair strand. Okay, so that's what we see is the cuticle. Okay, that's where the moisture more lives. Then inside that is the protein. That's the strength and the stretchiness and the resilience of a hair strand. And then the deepest is the bonds. We don't really have to worry about those most of the time, but as hairdressers, we do. We have to be mindful of the bonds. So I think there was a question about bonds in here too at the end of class. So everything you use at L'ANZA, if it's a mask, if it's a leave-in treatment, if it's a hairspray, if it's a styler, if you're getting your hair done at a salon that uses L'ANZA color or lightener, you'll have the healing treatment in it. Okay, everything has it in it. Okay, so if I'm using a shampoo, it's going to absorb the protein only. If I'm using anything at L'ANZA, it's going to absorb the protein, but only if your hair needs it. And that's a big difference. That's where the proteins we use are so bioidentical to the human hair strand. We don't use gluten as our proteins because they like to wrap like a bandage on the outside. We use bioidentical proteins that come from potato protein and pea protein. And we've hydrolyzed those two protein sources to make them so identical to the human hair strand that the hair absorbs it, but only if it's needed, just like a supplement. If you take a vitamin, your body absorbs what it needs, then you get rid of the rest, right? So whatever you use at L'ANZA, shampoo, hairspray, styler, whatever you use, the hair is going to be like, oh, there's protein here and I need it, so I'm going to absorb it in. But if your hair doesn't need protein, if it's not damaged on the inside, usually that's chemical damage that depletes our protein. If you're not damaged or depleted of protein, your hair won't absorb it, and then it just washes down the drain. And because it comes from nature, it's safe for nature, okay? So if the hair needs protein, it'll absorb it, building a stronger hair strand. If your hair is dry or thirsty, it'll absorb the moisture out of the product, and that comes from the meadow foam flower seed. And the meadow foam flower seed, that has an abundant amount of lightweight moisture and also hydration. Those are the two types of moisture that hair and skin actually need. So lightweight moisture, so nothing's going to weigh the hair down. These molecules are very light, very small. So if the hair is dry or thirsty, it's going to absorb the moisture, the cuticle will. If it's not dry or thirsty, it won't absorb it and it'll wash down the drain. Okay, so and then there's a small percentage of minerals that the hair is made of. Just like our body is made of minerals, the hair is also made of minerals. And we do add those identical minerals into our product as well. If you turn the bottle around, you'll see those minerals called PCAs. Those are the identical minerals that are found in hair. So it's healing the hair with everything hair is made of. Okay, that's a big, big difference because sometimes you'll buy a product that will repair the hair. Okay, repair the hair on the outside. And there's been protein sources used for many, many, many years. We're just choosing not to use those grandfather proteins. We're choosing to use different proteins, peas and potato protein that are mimicking the hair strand. Okay, now we have these natural ingredients that we're taking from these plants, right? And natural ingredients, natural molecules are really active. They love to go to work, but typically they're too big to pass through that cuticle to absorb into your cortex. So if we left the molecules their original size, they would be just cosmetic. They would just sit on the outside. They want to go to work, but they're too big to go inside. So what we've done is we've taken all of these natural molecules and we've shrunk them down with nanoscience. Now nanoscience makes them small enough where they can absorb into the hair strand, but not small enough where they absorb into the skin into the blood system. Okay, so there's a size, we manage the size. How small do we want these molecules? Because where do we want these molecules to work in the hair strand? So we're shrinking them to the appropriate size. But again, not small enough to absorb into the bloodstream. Okay. Now, all of these ingredients we talked about already come from wild-crafted botanicals from all over the world. And everything at L'ANZA is color safe. No matter what you use, it's color safe because we're sulfate free. Sulfates is a chemical, it's a lathering agent, and it can be harsh on hair color. Okay, it can strip the hair color and strip nutrients from the hair. So instead of sulfates, we use gugu bark, and therefore we're color safe. Everything is. And everything that you put on the hair and leave on the hair. Okay, so I'll say that again. Everything you put on and leave on has UV protection for those of you who live in a very sunny area. So UV protection, preventing the sun from fading your hair color, preventing the sun from damaging your hair. Okay, we know the sun can dry out our skin. It can do the same thing for our hair. So everything has UV protection, and that UV protection comes from thistle and sunflower. Okay, and also everything you use at L'ANZA that you put on and leave on has thermal heat protection. So then you're protected from your blow dryer, your hot tools, your flat iron. So everything you use, if it's a leave-in treatment, if it's a styler, if it's a hairspray, I don't care what you put on, if you leave it on, you're going to have the heat protection up to 450 degrees. Now there's varying levels of heat protection. Leave-in treatments have a little bit of a lower thermal heat protection, and our stylers have the 450 degrees of thermal heat protection, all coming naturally from the cactus flower. So if you think of cactus as thriving in the heat, thriving in the sun, when you test cactus flower, it has natural heat protection up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so that's what L'ANZA is about. Natural-based, plant-powered, high-quality luxury. Okay, and that high quality luxury comes from the quality of the plants we use, and the first extraction of the plants, okay, is the most potent. So we're using that first extraction, and that gives us very high quality luxury results and performance, okay? And then healing. So plant powered, high performance, healing hair care and hair color if you were to go to the salon. Okay. All right, now let's get into the hair care and the hair care collections. Excuse me. Now at L'ANZA, you'll see this ritual to result, where that's maybe what you've seen before, befores and afters. We call it ritual to result because we want to be that healing beauty ritual at your home. Okay, so the ritual itself, it's there before, it's your before. It's as important as the results you're after. The quiet, intimate moments offer an indulgent boutique experience that heals from scalp to soul. You can see and feel the care and consideration that has gone into each tailor-made formula. They feel taken care of. You feel confident with each use. The imperfect is perfect. We're just real people. We will show these restorative moments that start your day. Now the results. This is the after. After your ritual, whether heading to an important lunch meeting or casually running errands, you are stylish, you're effortless, and understated. With places to be, you can't have a bad hair day holding you back. Here we see the true healing and high performance. In our professional hair color, our hair care, and our styling out in the world. Okay, so this is visually, again, who L'ANZA is as a brand. Now let's meet the collections. What's available to you through LovelySkin, and maybe what product is best for you and maybe your friends and family. Okay. So we have collections throughout our hair care, and each collection focuses on a specific need of the hair. Okay, so we'll talk about the collection, maybe we'll talk about what it's made of and the need, what hair it's maybe best for. So our first collection is called the Keratin Healing Oil collection with the Phyto-4 repairing complex. Okay, you see that word repairing, but we're healing the hair and repairing the hair. So we're doing both inside to out, healing and repairing the hair. Now the Phyto-4 repairing complex, what that is it's 4 natural oils. Okay, Phyto-4 natural oils. They're stable oils, so they don't react in the sunshine. They don't harden. They don't discolor on the hair. They're stable oils. They're packaged in a clear bottle, and that's a sign that it's a stable oil. Okay, now we take those 4 oils, we blend them together, and then we shrink that oil molecule with nanoscience. So now that oil molecule is teeny tiny. It's so small that it absorbs into your hair really, really fast. Okay, so it doesn't just lay on the cuticle, right? Creating weight. It absorbs in. I love it on my skin. That's why I'm just rubbing it on my skin. It absorbs through the hair strand, and it's going to start to heal and moisturize from the inside out. Okay, so it's full of your advanced healing system, proteins, amino acids, minerals, and then we're going to focus on oil moisture. And remember, the cuticle is where the moisture lies mainly. So we're going to focus on hair that's dry, coarse, frizzy, but the oil molecule is so small that it's even good for hair like mine. Look how fine my hair is. So you can use this on even the finest hair. So it's kind of like a multivitamin. It's going to give the hair absolutely everything it could possibly need, from protein to maximum moisture. We're going to feature Abyssinian flower and acai fruit. Those are 2 of the 4 oils. Okay, so this Phyto-4 complex is a proprietary botanical blend that's going to repair or heal damaged over processed hair. So oil moisture is going to heal hair that's been like the cuticles damaged from hot tools or environmental damage. You can see the damage. The hair is maybe dry and frizzy. That's really good. They're going to really love this collection. When tested by our third-party company, after using the Keratin Healing Oil shampoo, conditioner, mask, and treatment, the hair showed 90% smoother than before. Okay, so if you're thinking, I wish my hair was smoother, I need to control frizz, I need to control the bigness, it's always frizzy, it's always big, I have a hard time controlling it, here's your collection. Okay, so smoother hair. Okay. Typically medium to coarse hair is naturally going to be thirsty for oil moisture, more than like skinny fine hair that like mine is. There's collections for more hair strands like mine, so we'll get there. But if you have medium to coarse hair and you're battling frizz, curly or straight, no matter what your hair curl pattern is, you'll love the Keratin Healing Oil collection. This is what we have in the collection. It's a full, complete collection. So everything from shampoos, conditioners, masks, leave-in treatments, and stylers. So this is everything in one. So this is our top shelf collection. You can get everything in the top shelf and you're good to go. All right, so shampoo, conditioner. Then one of our hero SKUs is the hair treatment. So this is a lightweight oil. Remember that molecule is tiny. It's going to absorb in quick. You can use it on damp or dry hair. The benefits of using it on damp hair, this and all the other products in this collection, is it'll help your blow dry time be reduced by many, many minutes. So if you're like, oh, my hair takes forever to blow dry, use this collection, especially the oil leave-in, because it'll absorb in the hair. And if the hair's wet, guess what? Water and oil hate each other. So then the water is going to rush out and get your hair dry faster. Okay, so damp hair, dry hair, it has heat protection in it. It's going to heal the hair from the inside out. It's going to control frizz. This is definitely hero SKU for medium to coarse hair, for hair that's damaged, hair that's frizzy. Okay, give it a try, and it's so lightweight. You don't have to be afraid of it being an oil. Okay, it will not get heavy on your hair. All right. So a full collection, we have the mask, we have leave-in treatments, we have bonders, okay? Bonders go to the bone, remember bone, muscle, skin, so it's going to go to the bone and heal at the deepest level. We have stylers, a smooth down spray and bounce up spray are our stylers. And then we have 2 hairsprays. Brush through is a very soft working spray, and finishing spray is a firmer hold spray. And then to finish it all off, a very lightweight shine spray that uses even more micronized oil molecules to give you a very natural looking shine to your hair. So this is a full collection. Everyone can use it. Top shelf line. Give it a try. Now, next collection is our Healing Color Care collection. This is going to prolong the life of your hair color. So if you're getting your hair colored and you're fighting fadage, or you're a blonde and your toners fade too fast, so any type of hair color that's fading fast, you'll want to consider the Hair Color Care collection. We're going to focus on hibiscus and yellow rose, but actually we use 7 flowers, and we take the phyto compounds from those flowers. And if you think about it, flowers can sit outside all day in the sun and they don't fade. Oh, so what Dr. Bill did is we're going to take the phyto compounds from these flowers that represent the whole color spectrum, and now you have this shield, this natural shield protecting your color molecule. So your color molecule is going to live in your hair somewhere, like in the cortex or in the cuticle. Somewhere is this color molecule. And then now it comes with this shield. Okay, so everything in this line comes with the hibiscus vibrancy complex, and it's a natural shield that protects the hair color from fading out. Okay. And the claims with our third-party testers, it preserves color vibrancy for up to 30 and more washes. Okay, so if you're fighting fadage, this is what you want to use. Here's our collection for the Healing Color Care. Shampoos and conditioners, okay, because we need to use those. And then purple shampoo for those yellowy blondes. We want to fight the yellow tones in our blonde hair. I just used mine last night. So purple shampoo for blondes, for silver gray hair. And if it's getting kind of yellowy, then you can use purple shampoo to combat the yellow and keep your silver looking silver and not yellow. And clarifying shampoo, if you have any buildup or anything in your lifestyle that's building up, it'll clarify your hair without stripping your hair color. And then trauma treatment is our hero SKU. Okay, so this is our leave-in treatment. So every collection is going to have a leave-in treatment. Okay, so this is the leave-in treatment in the Color Care collection. So you'll put this on damp hair and leave it on. So it's going to do many things. Trauma treatment, it's going to heal trauma done to the hair. So any damage done to the hair is going to heal. It's going to prolong the life of your hair color with an abundant amount of a certain amino acid that hair color loves. It's called ceramide. Ceramide amino acids and hair color love each other. So we're going to pack it full of ceramides so the hair color molecule is in a happy place. UV protection and heat protection. Okay, so trauma treatment, hero SKU. If you want to prolong the life of your hair color and heal your hair and protect it at the same time, trauma treatment is going to be your leave-in treatment. And then we have a new hair mask. The new hair mask is just a 3-minute mask. So we're making the molecules even smaller. Every year we're improving our technology. Now the molecules are so small, it'll penetrate the hair strand in 3 minutes and give you great results in 3 minutes. So this hair mask is new to L'ANZA and new to you for the consumers to purchase. So a 3-minute hair mask, of course, you could leave it on longer if you want to create more of that ritual at home. But if you only have 3 minutes, you got it, you can get it done. So apply shampoo, towel dry, apply it to damp hair, 3 minutes minimum, and then rinse, and then you want to finish with a conditioner. Okay, next is our healing strength line. Our healing strength line is for that weak breakage prone hair, more like skinny hair. Okay, so fine hair breaks really easily, doesn't it? So we're going to feature the neem plant. Neem plant comes from this divine plant in India and it heals. Okay, so neem plant is a wound healer. We use it, you've maybe seen it used on the skin as a wound healer. It also does the same for the hair. So it heals wounds on the hair. So any damage done to the hair, but we're also adding more strength with cysteine amino acids, cysteine peptides. I had to think about that peptide name. So cysteine peptides, which live in here, build strength. We're building the muscle here is what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to go in and build more muscle with more amino acids. Okay, so hair that is weak or limp. So when your hair is wet, if it feels weak and limp and you can't build body to it, it takes forever to blow dry. Your hair falls out of its style really easily. If you just have fine hair to begin with, if you have fine hair that's chemically treated, okay, then the strength line is for you. Okay, so weak, damage prone hair. Okay, so this is what, like, if you have hair like mine, this is what you'll probably want to use as the strength line. So it's going to reduce breakage by 7.5 times. Okay, less breakage than if you didn't use this. Okay, here's our collection, shampoo, conditioner, and now we have 2 leave-in treatments here. We have detangling primer, which is a spray detangler that's going to push in a lot of protein, but sometimes hair that's weak and limp and damaged is hard to comb through. So maybe you have longer hair and it really is hard to comb through because it's just kind of limp and weak and damaged. You'll want detangling primer. The hero SKU here is the Silk Serum. This is full of neem plant, okay? And it doesn't smell bad. Like if you've ever used neem on your plants, it's antimicrobial, antibacterial, great for plants, but it stinks. But this does not smell bad. So this actually smells wonderful. This is Silk Serum and it's packed full of cysteine peptides and neem. Okay, so we're going to heal the wound done to the hair, heal the damage again. But the great thing about this is it's a water-based serum and it is weightless. So for those with fine hair that's damaged and it's already limp and already weak, it's like weightless. It's water-based, not oil-based. Okay, so water-based, weightless serum. Okay, so if you have fine hair, this is your go-to guy. You're gonna love it and never go without it. So this is definitely a hero SKU, water-based weightless serum, damp hair or dry hair. It has your UV protection in it and your heat protection in it. Okay, so you could just apply that and even just do a blow dry and you're fine. Okay, all right. Now we have healing moisture. Wait a minute. We talked about oil moisture, didn't we? Well, there's 2 types of moisture. Remember, there's oil and water. So this moisture is in a blue packaging to remind us that this is hydration moisture. So those of you who live in dry climates, have dehydrated hair. If your skin is dehydrated, your hair probably is too. Here in Colorado, very dry climate. So healing moisture is our top seller in the salon that I work in. We're featuring kukui nut and marula seed in the kukui hydrating complex. These ingredients come from Hawaii. If you can imagine how hydrating Hawaii is, right? So it's like a drink of water or a very hydrating vacation for your hair. Okay, so those ingredients are going to pack the hair full of hydration moisture, which hydration moisture is a lightweight moisture. So it gives us 92% softer hair when tested by the third party. This is great for those who have fine hair that's dry, like if it doesn't shine anymore, but it's fine hair, if you live in a dry climate, or this is just good for everyone. Like if you want to gift this to someone or you're like, I don't feel like I have problems with my hair. I just want something really good and healing. This moisture collection is great for literally everyone. You can't go wrong with this. So if you're confused on what to buy or what to buy a guest or maybe your guest shower, this is what you would want to put in the guest room shower. So shampoo, conditioner, the leave-in treatment is the moisturizing mist. Okay, so a lightweight mist, okay, detangler, damp hair, great for detangling. You can also apply it to dry hair for just kind of that drink of water the next day, or to calm frizz down. If you have just like a finer hair that's frizzy, you could use this for that too. So moisturizing mist is the leave-in treatment, and then the hair mask, which smells like a cocktail from Hawaii. It smells amazing. Okay, healing volume. We're getting there. Healing volume is a whole collection with shampoo, conditioners, treatments, and stylers. So a full collection again for flat, fine hair. So let's say your hair isn't flat and flat because it's damaged. Let's say it's just flat because it's fine. Okay, so it's healthy, but let's say it's healthy, but it's flat. You want bigger volume, more volume to your hair. So we're featuring the bamboo bodifying complex here. What bamboo does is bamboo makes this natural silica. And what happens is when you use the volume line from L'ANZA, those bamboo fiber extracts will absorb into your hair strand and like fatten up your hair strand. So that skinny hair strand is now like bloated. It's bigger and fatter. That's what the bamboo fibers do. That natural silica from bamboo fattens it up. Okay, so fattens and reinforces each strand. It also adds like rigidity to the hair, because we know fat or flat, fine hair, we need lift. So it adds some rigidity. Think of a bamboo. It has, it's more of a rigid stalk, isn't it? So it delivers lightweight, long-lasting fullness without weighing the hair down. And it doesn't dry the hair out, because remember, everything has the advanced healing system in it. So again, we're going to put protein inside if it needs it. We're going to put moisture on the cuticle if it needs it. Okay, so we're not going to just blow up the cuticle and it's going to feel fatter, but it's going to dry out over time. Nope, that's not how L'ANZA works. We're going to bloat it up from the inside and keep that cuticle like soft and shiny and laying down still. Okay, here's our third-party testing with the bamboo bodifying complex. Using our volume collection, boost volume by 200%. You guys, when I had a meeting with our chemist, Dr. Bill, and he said the third-party testers told him they've never seen a volume line perform like this before. 200% more volume than the competitors or the control, which we don't know what the control is. They don't tell us, but so that's pretty remarkable results. So if you have fine, flat hair and you want more volume to your hair, you'll want to use the volume collection or something in the volume collection. So let's go through it. Shampoo, conditioner, and then the leave-in treatment is actually that thickening treatment spray. I have the old packaging. The thickening treatment spray is the leave-in treatment. So you'll spray that on and it'll absorb in and fatten up that hair strand. A little bit goes a long way. Then we have two stylers, Zero Weight Gel and Root Effects, a gel for the hair strand and a Root Effects, a root lifter for the scalp for wet styling. Okay. And then Final Effects is the hairspray, the highest hold hairspray that we have actually. It's a 9 out of 10 hold hairspray, Final Effects, because fine flat hair drops the style really quick, doesn't it? All right, healing curls. I know some of you are interested in controlling your curly hair. All right, so healing curls, butter defining complex. That is what we're going to focus on, mango butter and moringa butter, because curly hair is typically very thirsty hair. And so we're going to put a ton of moisture in that hair strand. So the butter defining complex is going to moisturize those hair strands, control the frizz, define your curls. Okay, but we're also going to put protein in the curly hair too, because sometimes our curly hair is limp and I need more definition to the curl, or it does get damaged. So it's going to add protein and focus on the moisture to control the thirsty hair strand. Okay, shampoo, conditioner. The leave-in treatment here is called curl therapy. So that's the leave-in treatment. It'll push in protein and moisture depending on what your hair strand needs. Okay, curl therapy. Put it on, leave it on. Then we have 4 stylers. Curl Boost, which is an activating spray gel. Okay, if you need to kind of scrunch up your curl, you'll want to use Curl Boost. Curl Whirl is a defining cream, the lowest hold styler we have in our curls collection. Curl Whirl, a low hold defining cream, just made to just control and define those curls, but not a lot of hold to it. Okay, now if you want hold, Curl Flex Gel has a higher hold and it's kind of a creamier gel. Okay, so a higher hold gel, okay, that still has moisture to it. And then Butter Whip Mousse. That's if you want volume to your curls, but you still want control and definition, but you want volume. Okay, that's Butter Whip. Okay, so remember, everything you use is going to heal the hair with protein, moisture, amino acids, minerals, everything the hair is made of, and then control your curls. Scalp therapy. Okay, so we have 2 branches of scalp therapy. We have a scalp therapy collection, and we're going to talk about 2 branches. One is called the stimulating, okay, focusing on loquat densifying complex, loquat leaf and licorice root. So what those ingredients do are stimulate hair growth naturally. So the scalp therapy stimulating is made for thinning hair, and you want to regrow your hair naturally without chemicals, without hormones. Okay, so we're going to stimulate the 7 stages of hair growth. We're going to feed the papilla. We're going to stimulate your blood flow. So if you're concerned with hair loss, or you want to prevent hair loss or regrow some hair that's already gone, you'll want to do scalp therapy stimulating. Okay, the stimulating system has a shampoo and a treatment spray. Okay, so the shampoo, we're going to clean out the follicle. We're going to stimulate the follicle. And then the stimulating treatment spray, you spray it on your scalp. Okay, if you have just spot, you can spot treat, or you can do whole head. Spray it on your scalp, massage it in your scalp, and just leave it on. Okay, you won't feel it. It doesn't have a texture to it, but you'll feel it because it'll stimulate. It'll feel minty. We're stimulating with shiso mint, which is going to stimulate the blood flow. So you'll feel it kind of fresh and minty on your scalp. So we're going to focus on growing the hair back. So 90% of participants observed less hair shedding, and 94% of our participants observed more healthy hair growth. All right. Now we have scalp therapy balancing. Okay, featuring papaya soothing complex. What the scalp therapy balancing is for like scalp conditions, dry dandruff, oily dandruff, irritated scalp. If you struggle with psoriasis or eczema, you can use that. It's going to really heal the scalp and create a healthy environment for the scalp. The papaya is a natural exfoliator. It's going to remove those unhealthy scalp cells from the scalp. And then the coconut water, the lavender, and the mint is going to help soothe the scalp and heal the scalp. Okay. So balancing shampoo and conditioner is what you'll use if you have seasonal or chronic scalp conditions. Okay. So shampoo and conditioner heal the scalp, calm the scalp down. Let's look at our, oh, there we go. Let's look at our third-party testing. 93% agreed their hair and scalp looked and felt healthier, and 95% said they had less dry and irritated scalp. So this is what these 2 are what we focus on with our scalp treatment procedures in the salon. Okay, so what's right for me? If I'm thinning, I'm going to use stimulating. If I have scalp conditions, dry, flaky, irritation, I'm going to use balancing. All right, now, we have no minutes left and I have 1 collection left. So let's get to it. Okay, healing style. Healing style is our stylers, wet stylers, dry stylers, and it has the advanced healing system in it. And we're going to focus on cactus protecting complex. Remember what cactus does? It's going to give us natural heat protection, and this gives us the highest heat protection. Cactus flower gives us we have the most amount of cactus in this styling collection. So if you want maximum heat protection, you'll want to use something in the styling collection. If you're heat styling your hair every day, you'll want to use something here, okay? We want to heal our hair as our ritual, but we want to use this as one of our stylers. So all the stylers, wet stylers, dry stylers, texture products, pucks, putties, dry shampoo, everything you could ask for in the styling collection, a full, complete styling collection for you. And we can't go through it all because it kind of gets boring and we don't have time. So I think we're at the 45, and now we would go into, I think, our questions, if I'm not mistaken. Should I stop sharing, Chrissy?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's answer all these questions.
Okay, let's see here. So let's start with this one because I actually think it's really, really good and not something that you touched on in your presentation. Sally Ann asked if you have any pointers on hair care for people who have hair extensions.
Aha, hair extensions. Yes. So one of our best products for hair extensions is what's called Bond Smoothing Styler. Okay. So what happens with hair extensions is they harvest hair from somewhere, we don't know where, and then they really chemically treat those hair extensions. So they're shiny, they're smooth, they color them, all the things. So they've been through maximum chemical treatment. So that damage is probably gone through the muscle right into the bone, or what we call the bond. So bond smoothing styler is a leave-in treatment. Okay, you're going to put on your hair and your extension hair, and it's going to heal from bond, muscle, and it's going to leave in, so it's going to smooth down that hair extension cuticle and keep it shiny and smooth. Okay, so you can use this wet or dry if you just need to like apply some of it's a cream, so apply some of it and just sort of hit it with your hot tool or your blow dryer to smooth it down. This is your best friend now with hair extensions.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
This question just came in, and we had this question get asked before the presentation started. But what do you recommend for dry scalp and dandruff? And then also, let's see. It sounds like both of the people that asked this question, it's not the same person,
Hmm.
asked about they also color their gray roots. So.
Aha, okay. So the first one would be the scalp, like the scalp sensitivity is what the first part of the question was.
Yep.
So I
So dry
think,
scalp and dandruff.
yeah,
Yep.
dry scalp and dandruff. I think we just talked about that one, right? So that would be scalp therapy balancing. Okay, remember there's a balancing shampoo and conditioner. The old packaging looks like this. This is like from June and this is July. Okay, so I'm still getting the balancing shampoo in this container. You might get it in this container. It's just like from June, where this is like July. So balancing is your best friend for your scalp, but it's still going to treat the hair and it's going to still be color safe. Okay, but what you could do then, if you color your hair, is you could do shampoo, conditioner. We're going to heal your scalp, and it's great for the hair. But then maybe now your leave-in treatment is your trauma treatment. So this is what your regimen may look like: shampoo, conditioner, balancing, trauma treatment, leave-in treatment. That's what I would do.
Awesome. Let's see here. We had a fair amount of questions regarding hair thinning and hair
Mhm.
loss. What would you recommend from L'ANZA for those issues?
Yeah, me too. I mean, under these bangs, I got a recession line. So, and we have babies and COVID and aging and menopause, all the reasons, right? A lot of times we're losing hair because of a hormone factor. Well, the great thing about Lonza is we're going to stimulate your hair growth, not using minoxidil, not using a hormone. So, all natural hair stimulating ingredients. So, we have that's called scalp therapy stimulating. We have a shampoo and the treatment spray. Okay, so the shampoo is going to start the process, going to clean out the follicle, going to start to stimulate it. And then this treatment spray, you'll either spray it on your trouble spots, okay? That used to be bald, now it's not, or all over your scalp. Just spray it on, rub it in, brush it. I like to use like a paddle brush and really brush your scalp. The more stimulation you can give to your scalp, the better, because blood feeds papilla, papilla makes hair. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Nancy, I saw your question in the chat and I think it kind of coincided with that one, but if you have another question to get more specific, just let us know and I'll ask it for you. Okay, let's see here. Anne asked, which product works best to beat flyaways with curly hair?
Aha. Okay. So when the flyaways with curly, we can go a couple different routes. If you want to stick with the curly line, you could do the defining cream because you can use that damp or dry and both. Okay. So that would be a good one in the curly line is the cream. If you want to control the frizz without a creamy texture, then you could use the oil, damp or dry. But
Okay,
it's
great.
probably dry when your frizz is coming. So if you want an oil instead of a cream, then the keratin healing oil treatment.
Okay. Patty asked, as I age, we actually had a lot of questions regarding how your hair changes as
Mm.
you age, but she says, as I age, my hair has become much finer and harder to manage. Any suggestions?
Yes, okay. As we age, this is what happens. We lose our pigment, one, so we get gray and white hair. But what happens is, just like as we age, we lose muscle loss, and muscle is protein. Well, we lose it in our hair too. So, two things are happening. It can get finer and more fragile, but the cuticle, remember the outside is kind of the skin of the hair strand, the outside gets thicker. Okay, so the inside gets skinnier and weaker, and the outside gets thicker. It's really hard to manage, isn't it? It's like, what's happening here? So, we need to hit it from two different directions. We need to hit it from the inside to build strength, right? So you could use the silk serum, you could use shampoo and conditioner from the strength line. So part of your regimen, you're going to focus on strength. If your hair is getting finer, it's getting skinnier, and we need to build muscle. Okay, so half of the regimen focus on strength, and half of the regimen focus on moisture. Either the oil moisture, either the keratin healing oil moisture or the blue moisture. Okay, so you can go two different ways. If you live in a humid climate, go oil. If you live in a dry climate, go blue moisture. Okay,
Great.
try that.
Okay, let's see here. Katie asked what Lonza's answer is to an acid bonding shampoo and conditioner.
Okay, okay. Okay, so acid bonders. Now, we could talk a long time about this, but I'll try to keep it just simple. Okay, bonders go to the bone, right? Okay, so that's what you're looking for is like, I then need healing to the bone or the bond, okay, the deepest level. So we don't have acidic bonding shampoo and conditioner, but we have bonding in we have bonding in a rinse out treatment, rapid bond reconstructor. It's a 3-minute rapid rinse out bond healer. Okay, so 3-minute rinse out. Or remember, we have that bond smoothing styler. It's a leave-in treatment and styler, so it's going to be left on. It's going to heal at the bond level all the way to the cortex. Okay. Acidic bonders are tricky because they're very acidic and acid keeps the cuticle down. Well, we have a treatment at L'ANZA called emergency service treatment that you could go to a L'ANZA salon and get, but you need heat with it because heat opens the cuticle, so then the acidic bonds go inside. But if it's an acidic bond and you don't have heat, it sometimes doesn't even penetrate. So be mindful of that. But these guys, the molecules are so small with that nanoscience that they'll absorb in even without heat. Okay.
Awesome. Last question. Rachel asks, is it safe to flat iron your hair daily?
Okay, Rachel. Well, in my professional opinion, like, let's get real with life. Sometimes you want to flat iron your hair every day, right? So you'll want to use the highest heat protection, and that comes from the styling line. Okay, so heat protection or heat is going to damage more of the cuticle. That's out here, right? So you'll want to focus on treatment, something with the cuticle treatment, the keratin healing oil. So you'll combine like something with the KHO line, keratin healing oil line. And then because that'll help keep this healthy out here where you're hitting it with heat, but you'll also want to have a styler in your regimen, probably like a wet styler or a thermal spray, because then you're going to protect it from that heat up to 450 degrees. So definitely heal it and protect it. There's your regimen.
If you have any additional questions regarding L'ANZA hair care, you can contact our customer care department. We've all been trained by Robyn herself. So same exact information that she shared today, we're going to be able to help you with that same exact training and education. You can contact them at customercare@lovelyskin.com, and they will help answer your questions or help step you into a L'ANZA hair care regimen. Robyn, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate you taking the time to educate us on L'ANZA and deep diving into some of the ingredients that make L'ANZA so special. So thank you so much.
Yes, thanks for having us.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.